video is going, and here's the show in 3, 2, 1.
Just drop that ass, bitch, it's open micers in the house. Pop that pussy with that open micers logo in your mouth. Jason with his bald ass head, Jacob looking inbred. Open micers, bitch, heard what I said. Drop that ass, open micers in the house. Drop that ass, pop that pussy, open micers in the house. Open micers in the house, open micers is a mouse. Drop that ass, pop that pussy, open micers in the house. The mic is now open.
That's right, the mic is now open. My name is Jason Robbins.
I'm Jacob Craig, and boy, is Jason old and sleepy.
Hey, don't even start, because you are just as guilty as I am, if not more so.
Sleepy Jason!
Sleepy Jay.
I'm just so sleeping, dude. I bet you wish you could pardon your whole family right now.
Yeah, I wish I could. I took a nap. And I went to sleep about. We record at 6:30 every Wednesday. That's our recording time. Good thing we didn't have a guest tonight because I overslept. I went to sleep at like 4:30, and I set an alarm for like 5:30. And then next thing I know, I'm getting a call from Jacob that's like 6:31, and I see on my phone it says, "Are we podcasting?" I'm like, "Oh shit, need to get up."
Yeah, it's all right. I had a little time to sit here and eat the rest of my fried ramen noodles that I made for supper.
Yeah, 5. Gee, I had ramen noodles last night. That's funny.
Yeah, dude. I fucking fried ramen noodles are good as fuck. It's a neat little recipe. I like it. Let's not bury the lead here, Jason. Let's put this down, for historic purposes.
Okay.
Hell has frozen over.
It has, for real.
Hell has frozen over, dude.
Dude, it's Snowpocalypse 2025 here on the Gulf Coast. I've been alive for almost 48 years on this earth, and I've only seen snow on the coast maybe 3 times. And This is the most snow. And I lived in Oklahoma for a while. This was like Oklahoma snow that we got yesterday.
Yeah, it was crazy. We've been snowed in here for like 3 days. And if you're listening from up north, you're like, why are you snowed in? Well, we don't have snow plows. They don't salt the roads here. We don't have the infrastructure to get out in the snow. No one here knows how to drive when the roads are icy.
Nobody knows how to drive when the roads are just dry, much less when it's snowy.
Yeah, so, no one's had to go to work for the last few days. We've been snowed in. I wish I bought toilet paper before this. I thought it was only going to last like 2 days.
You've been using your daughter's clothes as toilet paper for the past few days.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep using my socks.
Yeah, ew. They're reusable. Okay. It's fine. Just wash them off in the sink. They'll be good.
Yeah, but we went out and we played in it yesterday when it started snowing. And we could only stand to be out in the snow for like 5 minutes before we all had to go inside. Like our faces were red. Mm-hmm. I put a sock on my daughter's hand, didn't put socks on my hands, tried to like put my hands in the snow. And I was like, oh my God, my fingers are going to actually fall off. Like I might actually be getting frostbite. It fucking hurt.
Yeah.
And I never get cold, dude.
Yeah, we went out for a walk and yesterday when it was still snowing and it was already like 7 inches on the ground. So we're like, let's go for a walk. This will be cool. And there's a little trail through the woods and everything by my apartment. So we went walking and we're kind of going down this hill a little bit. And I told her, I was like, hey, be careful where you step. It could be slippery. And as soon as I said that shit, boom, my fucking old ass just ate shit right into a snowbank. Because my foot, I guess I must have hit like a tire rut or something in the mud underneath the snow. So like my foot just like went right out from underneath me. But it was all right. It was nice soft snow, so it didn't hurt at all.
Yeah, you're hitting a real old man bingo card right now. Oversleeping, just falling for no reason.
Yeah, pay no attention to these freaking grocery bags under my eyes right now. I don't know why I'm so tired. Didn't do jack shit today.
Yeah. Yeah, so you've been off of work for the last 3 days too, right?
Yeah, I haven't been to work since Monday. Well, we did go in for a little while yesterday morning because it didn't start snowing until I got to work. Because I was like, it's not gonna be that bad. It never snows here. It probably do a couple of snowflakes and that'll be it. That's what it usually does when they say it's gonna snow. But then I got to work and it started snowing as soon as I walked outside to work. I was like, that's kind of cool. So I drove to work and it started coming down kind of heavy. So and I got to work before everybody else. So I texted my boss and said, hey, you guys, it's snowing. They're like, oh, cool. Well, we'll see. We'll be there in a few minutes when we get to the office. And then by the time they got to the office, it was already like an inch on the ground. And it was collecting fast. And they were like, maybe we should go home. And then it continued to snow for another like 12 hours.
Yeah, it was insane. It really looked like a fucking blizzard at one point,
It did.
especially here in Gulfport because we're so close to the water. So, like, whenever it rains here, it's just sweeping rain, floods the road. Same thing with the snow, just sweeping all across, so thick on the ground.
And I know all you northern listeners, you're just like, oh, why are you talking about snow? We get snow all the time. Y'all are so stupid. Dude, it'd be like if a hurricane like hit Montana. It's like it's that type of like rarity that it ever snows here.
Yeah, and you know, the last time that it snowed, I think was 2016, and it melted as soon as it hit the ground. Like,
Yeah.
wasn't anything to even worry about. And before then, the only time I remember snow actually like sticking to the ground was when I was like 4. It was
Yeah.
like Easter in like 2004,
Yeah, the
something like
last time
that.
I remember it really snowing here was like early 2000s, and that would have been when you were about 4 years old. And then before that, it snowed not like it was yesterday, but it snowed pretty heavy once when I was like 11. So it was probably like 88 or 89 when it
Yeah.
snowed pretty heavy and it stayed on the ground for a day or two like this. But I mean, we got like 9 inches of snow yesterday here in where I live, and it's already almost gone. Like it's like
Mm.
melted.
Yeah, we still got quite a bit here, but it's definitely turning more into ice. And that's what surprised me the most was we went outside and I felt it and I was like, "Oh, it's actually soft, like
Yeah,
it's actual snow." We usually get sleet here.
yeah,
Usually when it snows,
yeah.
it's sleet because it'll melt or turn to ice by the time it comes down.
But it was crazy. Like that was, I was like sitting at the house, just had the, looking out the window all day, and I was like, man, this is like a once in a lifetime event. Like I'll probably never see this again before I die. You might see it, but yeah, your daughter might. Well, I don't know with climate change, this might be a regular thing. Who knows?
Oof. Oof, that would fucking suck, dude. Oh, I hope it doesn't snow like this in
'Cause, I mean,
Mississippi
it's
often.
freaking January and like, California's burned to the ground and like we're getting snow. Like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, somebody broke the seventh seal or whatever.
It's it. I mean, I don't mind snow for a couple of days out of the year. I mean, that was a nice little couple days off just to enjoy the snow and how cool it looks. So if that happens once a year, I'm kind of fine with it. But I wouldn't want to deal with it for like 6 months at a time, like people in Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's not the worst thing. I think it was kind of lost on my daughter how much of a rarity it was because she's
Yeah.
just like, great, sweet, it's snowing. That's awesome. I want to go play in the snow. I'm like, no, baby, you don't understand. You might never see snow again for as long as you live. Like
Yeah.
if you stay in Mississippi, you might never.
Yeah, and well, also too, as much as like climate change could cause it to happen here all more often, could be the last time it snows ever. You never know. I mean, it could just like
Yeah.
we could just be complete freaking desert in the next couple of years. Who knows? It's like let's play let's play climate roulette and see what happens.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna stop snowing. It's just gonna be ash.
Yeah. next
Just
time
ash from all the fires.
next time nuclear winter. That's what we're going to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. But something kind of crazy happened to me the day before it started snowing was, we were home as Martin Luther King Day, and our daughter is getting into a chair. We have this like giant, almost bar chair at our counter. And we've told her not to get in that chair so much until our faces are blue. And she just doesn't listen because that's what kids do is they don't listen and they do dumb things and they climb on shit. Well, she like comically falls out of the chair, almost like throws herself out of the chair onto her left arm. And I turn around and I'm jokingly say, "Did she just break her arm?" Well, she broke her arm.
Wow.
So she has a broken arm now. Yeah, she just put
Good
all
Lord.
of her fell with all of her body weight on the left arm. And so, we knew we were getting snowed in. We're like, fuck, we got to go to the emergency room and get this taken care of before we get snowed in. And because at the time we don't know if it's actually broken or not. She has adrenaline running through her body, so I'm like squeezing her arm. I'm like, "Is that hurt? Does that hurt?" No, it doesn't hurt. So I'm like, okay. So we ended up taking her to the ER. Dude, let me tell you, the ER the day before we get snowed in is not a place you ever want to
A
be.
little busy?
Little busy. Little busy. Busy with people just doing crazy shit. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? So listen, we were there for 4 hours. All right.
Wow.
4 hours before she got seen for a broken arm, which is ridiculous because if you don't get the broken arm set,
Yeah.
it could be permanently damaged. But they're doing their triage and everything. There was one girl that came in. They like rushed her back to a room. Her dad was carrying her like I was carrying my daughter. I'm like, okay, that's triage. Obviously, there's something going on with that kid. She needs a room immediately. But then there's just like 5 or 6 people that are there just because they have the flu.
Yeah. That's
and
the
I'm
thing.
like,
People use the ER like it's like I imagine a lot of it was probably people that were homeless that were just looking for somewhere to be warm for the next couple of days. So then let's go to the emergency room.
Yeah, there was a lady. So the lady that got taken back right before we did and got a room had been waiting for a room for 7 hours. And I do think she was homeless because she was just carrying around like a plastic bag of belongings, like she was planning on staying there for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. So, I mean, there's like 5 or 6 people there that just have the flu. And I'm like, y'all just fucking go home. Like, just go home and deal with having the flu.
And you know what's funny? It's I'm gonna get liberal on this show. It's all the people that talk about if we had universal health care talk about like, well, if you go to the ER, you're gonna have to wait forever. Like we wait forever now. Like what would be the difference? Or like, dude, I have a general practitioner that I go to. There are times I can't even see him for months at a time because he's booked. Like last week, I had to go to the doctor for a tendon that in my finger that was messed up. I just had to go to the nurse practitioner that works there in the office because my doctor is too busy.
Yeah, and we went to the worst of the 2 hospitals here in Gulfport because the other hospital didn't take our insurance.
That sucks.
So, yeah, for our visit to be, practically free on the good insurance, had to go to the crappy hospital. And it turned into like a Mad Max fight for a hospital room at this point. Like there was one guy, there was one guy who just faked passing out to get into a room. Yeah, he was like, it was comical.
That sounds awful. Like I just and your poor daughter, man. I can just imagine her having to sit there for 4 hours. Is like it's breaking my heart right now, man.
Oh, and I was holding her for 4 hours. So for 4 hours, I'm carrying her around the hospital. My arms are sore and tired. I'm sweaty because they have the heater blaring in the hospital. I'm around sick people. Every time I get up, someone takes my seat next to my family. So I have to come back and be like, "Hey, can I please sit next to my daughter who has a broken arm?" Like it was mad fucking max. There was this one lady who I don't know how long she had been there. And I don't know what her end game was. Maybe she was also homeless, but much akin to the guy who faked passing out to go get taken back to her room. She just kept faking seizures over and over again. Like in front of whoever would walk by, just trying to make a fuss to go get in a hospital room.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like she was talking loud, yelling, and she would do something like she would hand her sister, like, here, hold my drink before I send this flying, and then pretend to have a seizure and take her drink back. That's not how fucking seizures work.
Yeah.
That's not how fucking she would have a seizure with food in her mouth and then just go back to chewing the food. And like anytime anyone came back, they would come out, they would say a name, she would pretend to have a seizure in front of the nurse. Like, and the doctor that ended up putting the cast on my daughter's arm, she did it in front of him, and then she started screaming. Like she was pretending that the seizures were making her scream. And he just looked at her. He's like, getting a little excited there, aren't we?
So the seizures gave you Tourette's? Like, is that what happened?
Apparently. Yeah, she would literally pretend to have a seizure and just go, oh, oh, like super loud through the hospital. Like just blood curdling. Like, I don't even want to do it. She would scream like blood curdling.
It's no wonder we're having a doctor shortage in this country right now. Like, who wants to deal with that? Like, because you have to do that. Like, working as like an ER doctor is like, that's like the trenches for doctors becoming a doctor. You know, like that's where they that's where you intern at, because that's where you're going to see the most stuff. Who would want to do that? Because most of those guys that you see in the emergency room, those doctors and stuff, those dudes make less than I do. Like, they don't make any money.
Yeah.
The only doctors that make any money are like specialists and general practitioners. Everybody else, like ER doctors, those poor dudes are working like 150 hours a week for like 30 cents an hour.
Yeah, it's crazy too, and you know it's written all over everyone that works there, because like they see sick people all the time,
dude. Because I used to be an EMT, I know that look, that like that Vietnam 1,000-yard stare that they get there, and the ER nurses get. I know that look well.
Yeah. Also, the fact that they genuinely don't give a shit to a certain point. They're like, they were nice with.
You can only care so much. I mean, yeah. If you don't do that, just that turn off thing where you just don't give a shit, you'll never survive in that job.
Yeah. You know, they were being nice with us, like especially the X-ray tech. Because you know, when I went to pick up my daughter to take her back to go get her X-ray, she started screaming, crying because her arm's broke and I'm moving her. So they were really nice with her. But then, you know, the nurses that take vitals or whatever, they genuinely don't give a shit what's going on. They're just like, I need the proper weight. I need you to take your hands off of her. I need the proper weight. And I'm like, yeah, lady, but she doesn't want to stand up because her fucking arm's broke. So if she lets her arm hang, it hurts.
Yeah.
So she doesn't want me to take my hands off of her because I'm her daddy and I make her feel safe.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's a tough job. Working in ER is a tough job, and I would not ever want to do that ever.
No, absolutely not. The 4 hours that I spent there, I hope I never have to be in a hospital that long ever again, dude. It was hellish, actually. It fucking sucked. And there was one lady there who I think she was applying for a job or something. She just dropped off like a thing of piss. Or maybe she worked for a lab or something. She dropped off like a biohazard bag of piss.
Are you sure it wasn't apple juice? Here you go, your apple juice order.
There's only one way to find out, and that's to take a sip. Yeah. But yeah, she just dropped off that bag, and she just sat in the waiting room longer than we were there. So for over 4 hours, she sat in the waiting room.
I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that. Like, I guess, I mean, if you were applying for a job, you wouldn't just go drop your piss off at the place you're trying to get employed at. I don't know. I guess. What?
Well, I'm saying maybe she's applying for a job at the hospital. She's wearing scrubs. So I don't know.
Maybe she was a crazy homeless too, or she was just pretending to be a nurse so she could come in for the night since it's going to be cold. She found some scrubs in the dumpster out back, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go. Let me pee in this jar here and bring it in and say, hey, I work for the pee doctor. I need to bring this in for the night, and then go find a supply closet to stay in."
Yeah. Yeah, and then someone died while we were there too. Like there's a room that's like right by the swinging double doors that separate the waiting room and the rooms. And yeah, someone just died while we were there. So we just had to listen to like people screaming, crying about their loved one dying.
That's
And
lovely.
like, yeah, and the fucking they have cops working a metal detector before you go back anywhere. And of course they, the asshole cops that can't actually make it in the field, they stick there. The fucking guy like comes out from behind his desk and puts his hand on his taser when this lady starts screaming about whoever died. I'm like, bro, you've got to be actually fucking kidding me. Can Gulfport PD do no better?
Which hospital did you go to? The Gulf Park or whatever?
No, we went to Singing River.
Oh, you went to Singing River?
Oh yeah.
Where is the Singing River Hospital over there?
It's behind Sicily's.
Oh yeah, that's actually the one I meant. It used to be called Gulf Park. Yeah, I know that hospital. You took her there?
Yeah, dude. Memorial wouldn't take our insurance.
Oh my god, that's like
yeah, dude.
That hot. Yeah, everybody. You know how you always have that one hospital around your area that like everybody's like, don't go to that hospital, just don't go. That's the hospital around here. Everybody's like, don't go that one. And then there's Biloxi Regional. Just like we used to call that one God's waiting room when I was in EMT because so many people die there because it's a horrible hospital.
Yeah, we had to do what we had to do, man. We're about to get snowed in. Fucking, we would have taken her to Alpha Care, but they also don't take our insurance.
That sucks.
And everyone else was fucking closed already.
What about that urgent care that used to be a gas station that has the giant macrame giraffe outside?
Look, man, someone has to be like actively dying 2 minutes away from that fucking gas station urgent care for us to ever take them there. Like, only in an instance of preventing death will we ever go to the gas station urgent care. It has 3 stars on Google reviews out of like 1,000 reviews.
Wow. Out of what, 10 or 4?
No, yeah, 3 stars out of 3 stars out of 5.
Oh wow. It looks like the kind of place you're not going to go to unless you like have a bullet hole in your head and you need a good place to die so that they they have a place for the funeral home to come get the body. Like that's the kind of place that looks like.
Yeah, like what am I gonna do? Am I gonna just like take her through the drive-through and have them put a fucking cast on as we're rolling?
And yes, listeners, this is an urgent care on the corner of Highway 90 and whatever road that is, major thoroughfare, like 8-lane highway right there on the corner is an old gas station that's an urgent care now, and they have these giant like macrame or what are they? It's like a big giraffe and like
it's like a porcelain giraffe.
Yeah, and like an elephant over by the dumpster. It's like, what is happening at this place?
Yeah, we were never that was never an option in anyone's mind. But yeah, we that cast has been on her, so we've been snowed in with her for the last few days. We've got to get a permanent cast on her whenever the snow melts and everything.
That really sucks. I'm sorry that happened to her. That makes me feel bad.
It's a learning experience as a parent too. It's like, I'm sure my parents had to go through the same thing where it's like your kid gets hurt because of something dumb that they did that you told them not to do 1,000,000 times, but also you can't rub that in their face. You have to be sympathetic because they broke their arm.
You wait till she's healed up and then you be like, look, you dumb shit. This is why you broke your arm.
Yeah. Dude, I've already had to throw it in her face a couple of times.
Oh, did she get some good pain medicine at least? Pop a couple of those while we're off for a few days?
No. They prescribed her children's ibuprofen.
Oh, that's gonna help. Yeah.
That'll definitely do a lot. Yeah, she just had a meltdown. Like I mentioned, I made fried ramen for supper. She had a meltdown because we didn't have any yum yum sauce,
Mm.
and so I just had to be like, I know the meltdown's not about yum yum sauce. It's because she broke her arm,
Yeah.
but she's crying about yum yum sauce, and we don't have fucking yum yum sauce. And no amount of crying is gonna bring the fucking yum yum sauce
So
back.
that's when you, as a father, you brave that ice and snow, and you get your ass down to the gas station and you buy her some yum yum sauce.
Well, what I did is I homemade yum yum sauce. I didn't realize it
How
was
do you?
just like mayonnaise and ketchup.
That's all it is, really.
Yeah, it's mayonnaise, ketchup, paprika, um,
Paprika.
paprika. I went to school with her.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I went to school with a paprika. Rice wine vinegar and sugar. That's all it is.
Yeah. Angelina always said if she ever had a daughter, she'd name her Paprika.
Yeah,
Like that's
there you go.
okay. That's a lovely name. Hey, Paprika.
Yeah, she has a smoking problem. She's gonna be smoked paprika.
Yeah. But yeah, I was wondering if you were going to bring that up. I didn't want to bring it up in the show because I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that or not. Because I haven't asked you about it yet, but I was going to ask you on your show. What did you do to your daughter's arm, you ass?
Yeah, she was talking back. she's talking back. I just fucking
Gave her
get like a wishbone.
Oh. Gave her the arm bar too hard. They're in the living room.
Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to bring to the show is I actually have I need some advice from you on and see what you think about this. It's about saying some shit online on social media and then having people melt down over it. So I put
what makes you think that I have any experience with this, Jason?
So I put something up on Facebook the other day, and I haven't been on Facebook since in 3 months. Like I haven't posted anything, I haven't been on there. And the other day, Trump got inaugurated into office, and on his first day he signs all these executive orders that are he's taking away rights from trans people, he's renaming the Gulf of Mexico, he's taking away birthright citizenship, which is a fucking constitutional amendment you can't take away with an executive order. All this dumb shit he's doing. And I wrote on there, can anybody please tell me what any of that has to do with the price of gas, groceries, rent, and insurance? And nobody could give me an answer. But yet all these right-wing people are on there going, well, all these trans and sports. I'm like, this ain't about trans and sports. You're not answering my question. What does any of that have to do with the gas, groceries, and all that shit? Nobody could give me an answer. You can go look. That's my last post I made on Facebook. If you want to go to my Facebook page and read all the replies. Well, at one point, and our friend Mike Evelyn, his wife Jack Evelyn, who was also transitioning, popped in to say some things about the trans stuff on there. And one of my buddies, lifelong buddies, his wife, and I'm not going to say any names here, but she is super hardcore right wing.
So here, let me just stop you here. So this is a public comment in a public forum. So you not saying any names is being a better person already.
Well, here, so Wally popped in. A lot of my friends popped in. Was just like, why do you even have these people on your page? Well, I've had these people on my page for years, and just I haven't purged anybody in a while. But a lot of people I kind of either have muted or don't follow. I've unfollowed them because they're acquaintances of people that I like that I don't want to cause shit with, so I'll just mute them like that instead of blocking them. So I'll just mute them so I don't see any of their stuff. But then I post something like this and then I see their shit, But she comes in and immediately starts in on Jack and is just slinging arrows, coming in with the Fox News playbook, just slinging the Fox News talking points and yelling about how the term cisgender is a slur. And I'm like, it's not a slur. It's a technical medical term for a person whose gender matches their gender at birth. So it's a medical term. Like, they're not a trans person. They're a cisgendered person. That's what I am. That's what you are, Jacob. That's what it is.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Call me that on my own show.
But I tried to I tried to be nice, and I was just like, cisgender is not a slur. And she kept going on and going on about it. And finally, my friend jumps in and is just, talking to him. And I said, I am going to use the term cisgender because I just fucking want to, and it's not a slur. So I'm going to continue using cisgender. And then that caused some shit. He was saying I was calling out his wife with that and being really rude. And I'm like, no, here's the rude part. She could have just because I post something on Facebook, a Steam release valve, I needed to say something to the public about the shit that Trump is doing. I do that because it's a Steam release valve. If I don't say something, my head will explode. So you can just read. Here's the thing, people. You can read people's shit online, and if you don't agree with it, you can just keep scrolling and not say anything. That's usually what I do with her shit. When she posts her whacked out Newsmax shit that I've seen before on Facebook, you know what happens? I just scroll right past the shit. Because why? Because I don't want to start any shit with my lifelong friend's wife. End of story. I don't want to start any shit with people like that. But it's okay for her to come on my thing, starting shit with everybody, starting shit with me, and then play victim and call foul. And then now my friend, who I've known since I was like 12 years old, we're probably not friends anymore now because of his wife coming in and slinging, Fox News bullshit everywhere. So, and it's not like I'm a, liberal CNN watcher. I haven't watched a news program in like 15 years. I haven't even had cable in 15 years. So I don't watch this shit. I just see what's happening and I'm like, that's fucked up. Like that's how I get my news. But I don't know. Am I the asshole here? Am I the asshole?
No, I don't think so. I think that a lot of this too is a lot of what the government wants, especially now since Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk and all these people are in bed with the American government super hard. Mm-hmm. This is exactly what they want. They want people arguing with each other, and they want friendships broken, and they want people not discussing differences of opinion and issues with cool heads to where they understand both sides. They want the constant battle of the both sides so that they can stay in power and make more money.
Yeah, and I wasn't gonna fight with anybody over anything. I'm not gonna fight with you online about anything. But I just wanted an answer to my question. What did any of that have to do? What does any of that shit have to do with gas, groceries, rent, and insurance? The things people voted him in for. The thing that everybody that voted for him is like, it's the economy. And it's always like they used to say, it's the economy, stupid. Like that's what everybody that's won going into the White House is, because they say they can fix the economy because the economy's bad. That's why he got in. He's not doing anything to fix the economy. So what is taking people's rights away? What is all the shit he's doing helping? So explain it to me. That's what I want. And nobody could do it. One guy tried to. He got close.
Yeah. Yeah. I think when you try to have any political conversation with really on any medium with anybody these days, and you express any sort of difference of opinion, then that's just welcoming arguments into your life, I think.
Yeah, so I might just deactivate my Facebook account because I'm just done at this point. All these people they're friends and I, like my lifelong friend, I've known him my entire life, and I know he's kind of right wing, but I know he's got a good heart, and he doesn't, like. I don't want to sit here and say that, like, he's against trans people and stuff. Like, he's not, but he has, he's kind of religious, but I can look past that and try to be, and still look at him as a human being. And we can have differences of opinion. That's the thing in the world today. Like, we can have differences of opinions, but when it comes down to, you voted a guy in that's going to take everybody's rights away. And at this point, it's like, it's hard. I don't want to be friends with anybody that would support something like that, because I'm not saying that like Joe Biden was any better or anything. He wasn't. And he wouldn't have been any better this term if he'd have gotten reelected. There's not many people on this planet. Like, the president is a hard job, and I wouldn't want it. And not a lot of people would want it, because it's a shitty, thankless job that nobody would want. And trying to get, people to agree on stuff and try to run the country and move society in a positive direction is really hard. And Donald Trump is not that person. He is going to yank us back into the Stone Age, and we're going to be fucked for the next 50 years because of the policies he's going to put in. So that's my opinion on it. He's not going to fix the economy. It's going to be, and I'm just going to have to sit back over the next 4 years and just be like, I told you so.
Yeah. What I will say so far is that, anything he's done to this point, it can be very much just easily undone by the next president in the same amount of time.
Well, a lot of the stuff he's doing, it maybe will be undone by the courts too. So, because a lot of it is unconstitutional.
Yeah. So, a lot of it is just bullshit. It's fodder, basically. It's rage bait, pretty much. It's a lot of shit that wants, Yeah, he wants to piss off the other side, and he wants to ingratiate his side closer into him.
And it's like I called out my friend's wife by saying, like, you're literally in here looking for something to be offended about. Like, that's why you're here yelling at people, is you're looking to be offended about something. And that's what Fox News and Newsmax and all those places like that have turned people into. Like, that. Why are you attacking trans people? Like, it's 0.05% of the population, and all the women that are screaming about men in bathrooms statistically have probably never even crossed paths with a trans person. So, and that's another thing that people kept bringing up in that thing is the trans in sports. I'm like, okay, fine, but that should be handled on a case-by-case basis, because there was like, what, 2? And then they're still talking about the lady in the Olympics. I'm like, first off, she's not a man. She was born a woman. She just has, extra testosterone. It was proven that she's a woman, and y'all are still talking about it. Like, they were talking about a man being in the ring beating up a woman. Like, that didn't happen. It was just, a woman with extra testosterone. That's what it was. She was not a man. But here we are, instead of letting those sports, the sports committees handle these problems on whether or not they're going to let, biologically men into women's sports or biological women into men's sports. Like, that should be handled on a case-by-case basis, not sweeping executive order legislation, taking away people's everyday rights. Like, this ain't right, and why is nobody scared by this? And it's crazy to me, because they're not going to stop there. They're coming for us too. We're 2 white dudes, Jacob. They're coming for us too eventually. We'll be the last ones that come for, but they're coming.
Well, and I take solace in that. Thankfully, they're coming for us last. But no, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, it's largely what they want. Like, I think, no one can see nuance in political opinions anymore. So, like, the last 4 years, people would say that I'm, a conservative piece of shit because I largely disagree with a lot of what Joe Biden has done. I think he was a horrible president. And I have a lot of opinions that are both liberal and conservative. That's why I've never voted, because there's never been one person where I'm like, yes, this person
Yeah.
perfectly encapsulates
That's why
everything
we
that I
need
believe.
ranked choice voting, but that's a whole topic for another day. But we'll never
Yes,
do it because we have a two-party system with a monopoly on two different parties that are basically the same thing. Both of them want power, and they're not going to let it go to any other third party.
No, exactly. It just needs to get done away with. But yeah, someone like me, the last 4 years, if I were to make a joke about Joe Biden, which I haven't, because you can't do that on the internet without people attacking you, then I would be like, oh, you're a conservative piece of shit. Now, if I make a joke about Donald Trump, it's oh, you're a fucking liberal piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's no criticism from either sides from the middle. Like no one can understand nuance. No one can take the criticism. No one can understand the satire or the humor. It's all argumentative rage bait, essentially.
Yeah. That's all it is. Just rage bait. They keep us enraged, and it has depleted our adrenal glands, and we're all just feral at this point. Like it
works with you, bud. You get so angry. You're so angry. You get rage baited worse than anybody.
Because I just want to see good in the world, and there just isn't any.
No, you're right. You're right. And that's what I would that would be my advice to you, Jason, is when you put something like that on Facebook and someone responds in that way, for you, I would say, I didn't say anything hateful about your side. I'd appreciate it if you didn't say anything hateful to anyone here.
Well, that's basically what I told her.
That puts you in a good light.
Yeah, I never go back and read everything I wrote in that thread. I
didn't see.
I never said anything bad about her ever. Right. Except for the fact, Jason, that I'm going to continue using cisgender because it's literally not a slur.
But here's what I'm saying, Jason. I think that you should take the high road in a way that it's condescending towards her. And I think that you should secretly be petty.
I can be. And I even told her, I was like, I would never have done this to you. With all the crazy shit that you post, I would never have gone. I would have just scrolled on by. I would have never engaged with it because I don't want. And she even said, I tried to be respectful to you because you're my husband's friend. And I'm like, no, you didn't. You came in here with your Fox News broadsword swinging it like Conan the fucking Barbarian. And then when everybody jumped your ass was like, no, you can't call me cisgender because I'm a woman. I'm a woman. You can't call me cisgender. I'm a woman.
Yes. And women are the worst. Let's just point that out. Women are objectively the worst.
But you're being mean to me. I'm gonna tell my husband you're mean to me.
Yeah,
that's what happened. That's literally what happened. You can't go in somewhere starting shit and then be like, yeah, you can't do this. Like, what did you expect to happen?
Hell yeah, dude. Women are the worst. Keep on. Let's keep going. Let's keep digging this hole. Women are the fucking worst.
If it was him.
Yeah, dude.
Because that's how Jason, I picture people that are shitty on the internet. That's exactly how I picture them when they're just like,
yeah, dude, women are the worst.
That's how I picture you sitting at home. Yeah, I want some chicken nuggets.
I do want some chicken nuggets, dude. That sounds fucking tight. I'm almost out of groceries. The fucking snow needs to defrost now.
You might be hitting up, going feral and eating your neighbors.
Hell yeah, dude. I could probably overpower most of them if I got really hungry.
It's getting late. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, dude. But Jason, you know what? Here's what I'd say. You don't have a lot of years left on this planet.
I know.
And if someone's shitty to you and they're like, oh, we're not friends anymore, then that's okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's just okay. It's okay.
I know. It's okay. It's okay.
That's not your decision. It's okay.
But anyway, let's step out of here. Anything you want to throw out there before we get out of here? Where are we going to be on February 1st?
Dude, on February 1st, we are going to be in Mobile, Oyster City Brewing, opening for Mo Alexander. It's going to be a fun night, man. It's going to be a fun night.
I can't wait to see Mo. Mo's so cool.
Hell yeah, dude. Mo money, mo problems, mo possums.
Yeah. Anything else before we go? We have anything? I don't think we have anything booked after that.
No. There's Hack and Forth that night. I don't know if we'll be able to swing that or not. Starts an hour before our show.
Ooh, that's gonna cut it. That's cutting it close. Way too close. So,
yeah, aside from that, there's a couple of new open mics starting up on the coast here soon. One is happening literally around the corner from me in Gulfport. So that's really it. So, just going to be doing that. And I have a 5-year-old with a broken arm now. So I've only got one more arm to break if she talks back to me. I got to hurry up. The other arm has to hurry up and get healed up.
Yeah, poor thing. But don't break your arms out there, people, and stay warm during the Snowpocalypse 2025. So, go just stay warm and watch some TV, and don't break your arms. That's my advice.
I'm an American. I'll break my damn arms if I want to. I have the right to break arms.
I'm an American. I want some nuggets.
I have the right to break arms.
But if you want to email us at openmicerspodcast@gmail.com. We're at openmicers.com. We're also at linktr.com/openmicerspodcast. That takes you everywhere. You need to go all the socials, all the ways to give us money, all that good stuff. And, of course, go to brezcoffeeco.com and use the code OMPodcast at checkout for 10% off of your order. We love all of you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Women are the worst.
Thank you for watching on YouTube. We'll see you guys next week.